Alright guys, TouchCrowbear back again today. Hopefully enjoying your Wednesday so far once again, and if nothing crazy has happened in Rostermania over the last couple of hours, we're going to talk about Chicago Huntsmen and the possibility of Karma coming into this team. Not as a player, that's very unlikely indeed. Dashy of course linked to this squad, and I don't believe Karma wants to come back as a player, as we've talked about a couple of times. However, Karma could potentially come back as some sort of coaching role. We're going to talk about the possibility of that today. Do you think it's likely? Is that a possibility? Is that something Karma would be interested in? And would it potentially add to their team for next season? Because that's a very exciting prospect, I think, if you're a Karma fan or if you're a Huntsman fan, especially given what Rambo Ray was able to do with the Dallas Empire last season. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, like if you enjoy it. I did those the other way round, but who cares? Let's just hop into things. Huntsman says, the master behind our S&D strats along with having the round 11 ice. We thank Tupac Thuglord for all he has done and wish him the best going forward. He was kind of their S&D specialist they brought in. Certainly is an S&D specialist if you guys have watched this guy's streams. But yeah, he came in as kind of the S&D strategist for the Huntsman squad. Their S&D was solid this season, wasn't exactly spectacular, but they decided to release him, which is an interesting decision given that, well, this Huntsman Karma thing has kind of been rumoured over the last couple of weeks, potentially suggesting that, okay, we don't need Tupac as an S&D coach anymore if we are going to get Karma in as our new, like, head or assistant coach. Because I imagine Sender is going to stay on in some capacity, if not as the head coach, but it's possible they bring in Karma because a lot of teams have a couple of coaches, and it seems to work out quite well for a number of them. So if that's the case, I mean, you have a coach or an analyst or however exactly it goes, you may decide that, okay, we don't need Tupac if we're going to have Karma in, and he can kind of do the S&D stuff as well as Tupac can, if not better, and also contribute to the respawns as well, because, you know, he's a 3-time world champion, right? Like, you can't turn down that offer if that's a possibility. Kevy Skills said this as well, a 4v4 tryout game. Imagine he comes out of retirement to win his 4th ring and reclaim the #1 spot. Holly then says, his wife, of course, says, I cannot wait, and a similar tweet in a similar manner here. Just a clip to share that came out from Semtexable, though. Karma's coming back to Cold War, winning his 4th ring, and well, this 20-second clip of Karma saying that's not too likely.
So, say Cold War is fucking amazing. Are you staying retired?
Hell yeah, I'm not playing.
He's chilling, bro. Tell me being retired is not great.
Dude,
Hell yeah.
I'm not getting on and scrimming every day anymore, dog. I am done getting on scrimming, man.
However, Holly kind of hinted that this could be the case. She comes back with like, well, you know, David, as here's the hero COD needs. I mean, he sits at his PC for 15 hours a day anyway. So, you know, why is he saying not getting on to scrim every day? Because he could still just do that given he sits at his PC for 15 hours a day anyway. It's kind of what Holly's getting at here. But yeah, still doesn't seem particularly likely that he's coming back. This clip came out a while ago as well from Crone at CDL Intel, with Hector talking about how when Karma did retire from the Seattle Surge squad in that crazy fashion a couple of months ago now, Hector was like, you know, if you want to come back at all, if there's an organization that wants you, obviously there is only one home for Damon Karma Barlow, given his history in Call of Duty.
You know, I immediately hopped in his DMs, you know what I mean? You live right down the street, man. There's only one home for you.
And then the final clip to share just before we discuss this in more depth was this one from FormaL that came out a couple of days ago saying that, like, you know, do you want to come back, Damon? And effectively looking it in the books in a kind of tongue-in-cheek manner.
Yo, Damon.
What?
Good stuff at the end, bro. That was real vintage
thanks,
stuff out of
man.
us. Dude, why'd you have to retire, bro? I wanted to team with you again. Hello?
I don't know, dude.
Trying to come back? Still time.
Yeah, sure, fuck it.
Alright. Settled. Reddit? Get on that one. He's back.
So today is also the multiplayer reveal. When this video goes live, there's probably already some gameplay coming out, which is really, really cool to see. But Karma did say went nuclear versus Scump this week, saying that they'd played like the Cold War, of course, so please no Modern Warfare again, the Cold War Alpha, and had been playing against Scump and kind of frying him and all this kind of stuff. So definitely Karma have been playing against Scump, kind of the relationship is still obviously there. They won the World Championship together in the 2017 season in Infinite Warfare with Karma, Scump, Crimsix, and FormaL on the squad. So of course it does certainly make sense if that's an option, because Karma was like, well, you know, Hex was like to Karma, if you want to come back as a streamer or anything, the Huntsman is your home. And well, he hasn't confirmed any next step as an organizational, you know, standpoint yet, but it's very possible that for the next season, if Karma likes the game and wants to play it a fair bit on stream, then Huntsman might consider bringing him in as some sort of coaching talent, in addition to Karma being able to stream in a similar way to what Crowder does, right? Crowder makes a killing right now, being the coach for FaZe Clan most of the day, or at least some of the day, and then, you know, streaming for the rest of it, right? Which is obviously a very impressive thing to be able to do and balance those two things. TP's done it to some success in the past, and I imagine Karma could do a similar thing here as well. So intrigued to hear your thoughts down below. Is this a very likely outcome for Karma? Can you see him going back to his home, I suppose, over the Huntsmen and helping coach these Huntsmen guys for next season? That definitely could work. I don't think he's going to come back as a player as we looked at, but definitely as a coach he could help, because Rambo Ray had a big impact, and a number of the players have talked about the impact he has at the Dallas Empire last season, and, you know, getting the guys on the same page and helping them kind of communicate things to each other. And certainly a team of Scump, FormaL, Dashy, and Envoy, as it looks like right now, it doesn't necessarily have a clear in-game leader. People have been talking about Envoy, but maybe it's not ideal to have like one of your frontline SMGs as the in-game leader. It's a little bit more difficult to do it in that role. That's why you see most of the in-game leaders in kind of the main assault rifle position in Call of Duty, because it's kind of easier to direct the troops from the back in that sense. And, you know, maybe Karma could help bring these guys all on the same page. I mean, that if, you know, if people are lacking off in practice, as might be a thing that happens at some point with this team, given they maybe don't have quite the discipline on their team as some of the other organizations do, Karma might help to add that to the squad and really step up their practice to another level and improve their team. So definitely something that the Huntsmen should consider, in my opinion, in addition to bringing Karma, of course, on as a, well, as a content creator and as a streamer. That could do wonders for Huntsmen as well, because Karma certainly could be a massive streamer and already has a massive following. As you can see right here from Cronut CDL Intel a couple of days ago, these are the top Call of Duty player career earnings. Thought this is pretty impressive to look at. Crimsix up here, Clayster up here, Karma down in number 5 now, actually behind Scump and FormaL, but of course he didn't play this World Championship. If he did play the World Championship, he could have been ahead of these guys if he didn't finish in last place with this Seattle Surge, but you know, he managed to dodge a bullet anyway, playing Modern Warfare for the rest of the season. The top 20 finishes out with Attach, actually, of course, a World Champion, Priester, you know, Aches, a lot of these guys not having won World Championships, but yeah, back in the day when Attach won it, the prize money wasn't quite what it was today. I think 400 grand for the winners, to 100 grand each back in the day, whereas nowadays you're winning a hell of a lot more than that, to be honest. You know, I think a 300 grand each or something like that for the $1.5 million first prize that we had this year. But some interesting names here. I mean, Abizi as well, like already number 14th on the ladder here. I mean, Hook's actually up in 9th, which is very impressive. I mean, of course, he did win the World Championship this year, so not too much to say apart from that, but he did win a fair chunk of change back in the day. Also, Frosty definitely up here, but a lot of that is from Halo, even though now he's technically a Call of Duty player. We get this from Snakebite as well. Speaking of Halo, gonna try and compete in CoD challenges while I wait for the release of Halo Infinite. If any teams or players are interested, do let me know. So Mental the other day from Gears of War, talking about how he wants to get into playing professional Call of Duty. He didn't really say that he wants to go through challenges. He was just like, you know, I'll just give it a go and see what happens. Maybe I'll get picked up to a starting lineup just like Shotzzy. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case though for him, and Snakebite probably in a similar position, but I forget who it was, but maybe Shotzzy was talking about, you know, some of the players who could potentially make it from Halo as a CoD player. You know, he mentioned Snakebite, I believe, as one of them that definitely has the best opportunity of doing that. So excited to see what he can potentially get done the next season, but maybe he goes back to Halo Infinite and nothing particularly changes with that one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. As always, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.
What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, Itcher Anthony. Let's get right into the news. Now, after a many-year hiatus, I've had to return. CDL roster mania is in full effect, and things are going haywire. Now, the most important news of the day comes from Chicago Huntsmen. Arcides and Pristini are no longer with the Huntsmen. Arcides said the following. He said, "Thank you to all the fans, team, and owners. Appreciate all of them for the opportunity and for respecting the decision of me wanting to switch to a main AR for 4v4. I've been a professional for 4 years and haven't had a full year running main. Thank you, Andy Miller, Hex, and the Huntsmen." Now, this news shook the community, but the bigger news, Tupac Thug Lord, he's no longer with the Huntsmen. This has people up in arms. Anybody but Tupac. Take Alec, take Pristini. What will we do without Tupac? Moving forward, the Minnesota Rocker and the Paris Legion do a full squad wipe. Show no remorse for their players. Goodbye. Sayonara. See you later. Bring in some new blood. Now, other teams partial squad wipe. Seattle Surge, everybody but Octane. Now he really has no help. London Royal Ravens, same story. The only person remaining is Shawnee. Los Angeles Gorillas, only person remaining is Vivid. Now, these are just the changes right now. I know all the rosters. I just can't tell you. But please, stay tuned. At the end, there is a hint for who these players are looking to play with. In other news, it's pretty apparent that now Clayster has been tweeting approximately 50 to 60 times a day since being dropped. He said the following. He said, "Don't want to blow up Twitter, but man is this heart-wrenching for me. Spent all night sobbing and chain-smoking cigs. Now, first off, you're 30. Stop sobbing. Second, stop smoking bogues. Children, follow you. Third, I don't feel bad. You're going to make a lot of money." Now, it's obvious. Roster Mania this year, the craziest yet. But there is one hit I've been hearing. Every single free agent, yes, every single one is looking to play with none other than Anthony Method Zinni. He's handsome. He's a hot commodity. He's a content genius. And he's comedic. But most importantly, they know that he is a tri-category, stat-leading MVP of the most recent 4v4 year. Now, I'll be back with more news shortly.